Hey guys, how's it going? This is Adam here from In Gaming Color. A little bit ago, Andrew did a video on PlayStation TV, or the PS Vita TV as it's known here in the United States. In that video, he gives you guys some tips and tricks on how to get the best experience out of that device. And he basically shows you guys a couple ways to save some money too. So if you have a PS Vita TV, if you're looking at getting one, whatever it is, definitely check that video out because you guys can learn a couple of things that not everyone knows about that system. So I figured a good companion piece to go with it would be a top 10 for the PS Vita system, so I'm going to do a top 10. But before I start on my top 10, I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of an update on our $20 PSN code challenge. To our knowledge, no one has successfully guessed the code, and basically what we were telling people to do is we were giving out all the numbers and the letters for the code, and we left 3 of them blank, so you guys had to try to fill out those 3 codes in. And so far no one's done it. All we ask is that if someone wins that, definitely go to that video and go down to the comment section and leave us a comment and let us know that you won so we can move on from that contest and start another one. But anyways, without further ado, guys, I'm going to do my top 10 PS Vita games. And so at number 10, Vita game is Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Now this is the first fighting game I ever got on the PS Vita, and I had been looking all over for a fighting game, and luckily I came across this one. Basically, you got your standard and your co-op battles. You got 55 playable characters, and you unlock all the costumes, I think, right away. I think there's some extra ones that you can buy, but the game comes with exclusive PS Vita content that are basically almost all the costumes unlock, and like you also can get you can make different colors and you can trade them with people and stuff. It's really cool. You can use touch screen controls on this game, but I personally don't like it. You guys might. They have a couple game modes that are really cool. The story mode is what you would expect from a fighting game. Basically you pick a fighter and then you pick his teammate and you go and basically fight people from the different universes of Tekken and Street Fighter. When it comes to online play, that's where it's at. That's where I had most of my fun. The online play was great, just playing against other players on a portable device flawlessly, like it's console quality graphics. Because in this game, the graphics look really good. So if you're a big fighting games fan and you've not played Street Fighter Cross Tekken, definitely go check it out. I think it's about $20 now. So is Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. Now this is the first game that I ever got on the PS Vita. This title means a lot to me because, you know, I don't know if this happens to you guys at all or not, but you guys know that first game that you play on your console, you always remember that. If it's a new console, the first game you play on it, for some reason, it means it has a special bond with you, and that's what this game did for me. I had played Sly Cooper 1, but I haven't played 2 and 3, and I assumed this would be like 1, and it really isn't. It's made by a different studio, Sanzuru, but they did a really, really good job. Open world, it has a lot of collectibles, the storyline's great. I love how you basically get to recruit Sly Cooper's old relatives and different characters like that are really bright and vibrant and just amazing personalities these characters have. I love how you use, you know, different aspects of platforming and open world and being able to fly and all these things to grab all these collectibles, time trials. You actually, when you're in his little hideout, you can unlock different things. Like they got arcade system that you can unlock. They got like a ping pong table and stuff, and each one gives you like different extras, and you can, depending on the collectibles you collect, you can basically read up on like a little history and stuff that they give you of the game and everything. It's really cool. The graphics are sensational, and you know, I really honestly have not heard anyone say one bad thing about this game. It's a really, really good game. Is Rayman Origins. Okay, now I had never played a Rayman game before I played Rayman Origins on the PS Vita, and I'd heard a lot of people say that if you're going to play Rayman Origins, you're going to want to get it for a handheld system like the Vita. So eventually I decided to go and grab it, and I was just blown away. This game is platforming at its best. The colors are amazing. It's something that would rival a Nintendo game color-wise. The platforming is brilliant. The different moves that Rayman has, are sensational. Just the touch controls actually don't annoy you in this game. They work really well. It's an amazing game. I mean, it's a Rayman game, and I bet you 9 out of 10 of you guys out there watching this video have definitely played a Rayman, if probably Rayman Origins, and it's got a crap ton of levels. I think there's over 60 of them. You can unlock different costumes, different types of characters. It's just a great game, and it's platforming at its best. So definitely check this game out if you guys haven't played it, especially on the Vita. It works really well. It's a really fun game, and I think you can find it for around probably $10 to $15 now. Freedom Wars. Now, some of you guys are probably surprised that this isn't higher up on my list, but it's a great game. It really is. But there's other titles that I liked more. This was one of the best titles to come out last year. It was one of the only AAA titles that actually was released on the PS Vita, and a lot of people, it actually did really well for sales in the coming weeks that it came out. Like, I think for up to a month it held the top couple spots in the PS Vita's top 10 for sales-wise. But basically, you're a prisoner and you have a certain amount of years. You're trying to fight these enemies to get your years to dwindle down, and with each amount of years that you get down, or each clump of years that you get down, you get different perks and stuff that you get. So like, you can wander at a certain distance in the jail, you can talk to other women and stuff, or you can speak to different people, and you can get different weapons and everything like that. The character customization is really, really good and elaborate in this game for a PS Vita game. The online mode was sensational. I mean, the online mode was so addicting. The only bad part was, by the time that I started playing it, which was after, probably about 2 weeks after it came out, people were so good at it that it just got to the point to where you just kept getting your butt kicked every time you'd play. So eventually I stopped. But if you're into the games kind of like Soul Sacrifice and stuff like that, definitely pick up Freedom Wars. It's better, in my opinion, and it's one of the best games on the Vita, and one of the best newer titles to come out as of late. Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD Remastered. This game is one of the best Final Fantasy games out there, in my opinion. Obviously, Final Fantasy 6 and 7 were amazing. Final Fantasy 4 is great. I can't wait for the newer ones, or the new one to come out. But this game is great. I mean, you got over 200 hours of gameplay between the two. The story is great. Tidus is amazing, one of my favorite characters in the Final Fantasy universe. I love the graphics of the HD remastered. It plays great on the Vita. Just tons of content. It is pretty big, so if you're thinking about downloading the game, I wouldn't. But with this, one of the bad things is you don't actually, when you purchase the game, like the actual physical copy, you don't get Final Fantasy X on a disc, or on a cartridge, and Final Fantasy X-2 on a cartridge. You only get Final Fantasy X, and then you have the download for Final Fantasy X-2. So the download is pretty big. So make sure you guys have an open space on your memory card for that, for sure. I think Final Fantasy X-2, yeah, Final Fantasy X-2 is actually 3.5 gigabytes. So that's pretty much half of an 8 gigabyte memory card, and I know those are pretty expensive. So if you're a big Final Fantasy fan, definitely check this out though, because it is a really, really good game. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This is the best fighting game on the PS Vita, in my opinion. Street Fighter Cross Tekken comes in at a close second, but this game edges it out just because of how fun it is. I mean, the gameplay, I like the gameplay feel to this game better than Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I love the characters. There's over 50 characters in this game. Obviously, you got a bunch from Capcom, a bunch from Marvel. You got your Ryu, you got Phoenix Wright, you got Frank West from Capcom, and then you got Deadpool, you got Rocket Raccoon, you got the Hulk, and Iron Man, and a bunch more from Marvel. And it's just a great game. The touch controls work really well. Online works great. The controls are really responsive. It's just a really fun game. Tales of Hearts R, which is a GameStop exclusive in the US for the PS Vita. Tales of Hearts R I mean, I don't know what I could possibly say about this game because Tales of Hearts is an amazing series. Tales of Hearts R is, I would put somewhere maybe in like the second or third best one. I'd put Tales of Abyss above this one, but it's a great game. One of the best RPGs on the PS Vita. Uh, Uncharted, Golden Abyss. You guys probably knew you'd see it on this list sometime. There's two games that I think are better than this, but this is a dang near perfect game for the PS Vita. The graphics on this game are stunning. I mean, for this being a launch title, the graphics are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The story is great. A lot of people say it's a unofficial prequel to the games that are on the PS3, Uncharted 1 and 2, and Uncharted 3. Uh, I don't know if that's the truth or not. I guess I haven't read too much into it. But the voice acting's great, the cutscenes are great, the story's amazing. I love just running around and collecting all the collectibles and reading up the little info on the collectibles. It's just such an interesting story, and I'm really excited for Uncharted 4 for the PS4 because I'm super pumped to see how that story is going to end. So definitely, if you guys are Uncharted fans, definitely go out and get this. Is it worth buying a PS Vita for? No, but if you buy the other two games I'm about to mention with this, it's definitely worth buying a PS Vita for. Tearaway. Now, before I got my PS Vita, this is all everyone was telling me about. They're just like, hey, dude, if you get a Vita, you need to try that Tearaway game. That Tearaway game's so good, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't really that interested. Like, I had played the demo before at stores when I was looking to get a PS Vita, and I just wasn't, I thought it was kind of childish. But I should know by now that anytime Media Molecule makes a game, to go out and purchase it because they're so good at what they do. They're masters of their craft, that's for sure. What they did with Little Big Planet was amazing, and you can definitely tell there's a little touch of Little Big Planet in this game. And the fact that all the different types of I guess features that they added to this game to show off the PS Vita is just amazing. Like on the back, I don't know if you guys can, if my camera will focus too well. I kind of got a crappy one here, but you can stick, by using the back touchpad, you stick your fingers through the screen to basically move these little pieces of paper and pop them up into the air and stuff. And it's just really cool. Like when you ride on hogs or on pigs, you kind of hear them squeal, and you have to collect different things, and it's basically you're on this big long adventure made of craft paper. It's a great game. If you guys are open-minded about childish games like this, you'd be pleasantly surprised at how good this game is. Is Persona 4 Golden. Simply one of the best games I've ever played in my whole entire life. I mean, it's up there with Chrono Trigger for me, and it's up there with Ocarina of Time and the first Metroid. It's just an amazing game, just stunning. Obviously, I haven't played Persona 3, I haven't played Persona 2 or 1, but Persona 4 Gold is awesome. I mean, I love it. This game, the story is amazing. The characters are brilliant. The RPG element in this game, like, you know, just different weapons that you can get, different personas that you can craft and level up, and everything is just, it's really cool. A lot of people compare it to a grown-up Pokemon, but in my opinion, I can't even compare it to anything. I mean, it's unlike any game I've ever played other than obviously Shin Megami Tensei, which it's based off of, but this is an amazing game. Any of you guys out there, if you have not played this game and you have a PS Vita, what are you waiting for? Go and get it. This game is amazing. You will not be disappointed, I promise you that.